Hi everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today I will share with you some fall decor DIYs. I've been in my stash and I have thrifted and I bought a new piece as well, and I will transform them all to fit into a dark and light academia setting, old world, even traditional. I guess they could fit in very well. So stay tuned for this. So I have bought a couple of high gloss pieces from the thrift store, and what I do, as I have done with these urns here, I will spray them with home glue. And I bought this little trinket here as well. It looks like a pumpkin to me, so I will work on that today. Before I start to paint it, I will cover it with one coat of my home glue to matte down the piece and make the paint adhere better. I only paid 10 centimes for it, that's 1/10 of a euro. Next thing is to make a stem for my pumpkin, and I do that with some air dry clay. Just roll it out into sort of a cone shape and make the base big enough to cover that hole in the center. First I make some grooves on the stem, and then what I do is to take some tacky glue and just glue it onto the pumpkin. Just press it on, and when you put air dry clay on a piece that is already dry and set, like this porcelain pumpkin, you are bound to get cracks. When the clay dries, it shrinks and it will crack, but no big deal. Now just swirl the stem into the shape that I want it to be, and then set it aside to dry. And when the cracks appear, I have done it with this big pumpkin as well. You can see in the corner how it looked before, and here you can see the cracks, but it's no big deal. What I've done with the smaller one is just fill in the cracks with some spackle, and that's what I will do with the bigger pumpkin as well. Put it on with my finger, and then where I can't reach, I just take a paintbrush and apply the rest, and then set it aside to dry completely. And then I will paint my two pumpkins with my light grayish color, and I applied 2 coats and let the paint dry in between the coats. This is how my pumpkin looks now. Dry, looking pretty. And now I will do some decoupaging with this beautiful napkin. Just take some water on a paintbrush and tear out tiny pieces, and then I take some Mod Podge and just put them in place. Put some Mod Podge on top to smooth everything out. I will get some wrinkles, but I don't mind. It looks more old world with a couple of wrinkles. And I keep on tearing tiny pieces of that napkin to cover the whole pumpkin except for the stem. I will decoupage the larger pumpkin as well. I lost some footage on that, but you will get the idea of what I've done. This is the larger pumpkin, and I've taken napkins here as well, 2 different ones, and put them every other around the pumpkin. Just tear out a big enough piece, put some Mod Podge on the pumpkin and put the piece in place and some Mod Podge on top. And then I will take some tiny pieces to cover spaces that the bigger piece did not cover. And I'll work my way all the way around the pumpkin, except for the stem, because I will paint that later on. Now I'm taking a gold acrylic paint to paint the stem, and I gave it a couple of coats, and the same with the bigger pumpkin. And here we are, looking beautiful. And what I've done now as well, I put on 1 coat of a satin finish varnish on the whole pumpkin, let it dry, and now the final touch for this pumpkin is to put on some beautiful gold ribbon in the grooves, just cutting pieces to size. And then I will take some hot glue, a dab on the top and a dab on the bottom to keep the ribbons in place. You will see at the end of the video the final reveal of my full decorations. But first I will show you how I made some beautiful mushrooms inspired by the old world decor style, dark light academia.
If you're new to my channel, hi, I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasure, an occasional dupe, a renovation of my home, and I even do some pottery and some painting, anything creative really. Please join me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and join my YouTube family.
These are my ceramic mushrooms, beautiful as they are, very traditional, and I will give them a makeover. First thing I will do is to paint them all the way around with my light grayish color, and I applied 2 coats. And this is how they look. They all got a base coat, looking beautiful already. And I found a 5th one, this tiny one as well, so I will use all 5 of them. I will start with the biggest one, and I will do some decoupaging here as well as I did with the pumpkins. And I will use this music note sheet, and I'm tearing out pieces that are manageable that I can put on my mushroom, and I just put on my Mod Podge and put them on as you see me do. And I will only put this music note napkin on the stem or the foot of my mushroom. Take tiny pieces to cover any areas that I didn't cover with the first piece. Doesn't matter if they go on top of each other, it's supposed to be whimsical. And I will do that on 2 of the other mushrooms as well. And once I'm done with all 3 of them, I will just set them aside to dry completely. Now on to the last two mushrooms, and I will use this beautiful napkin to embellish the hats, the tops of the mushrooms. Mod Podge in place and the napkin in place, and some more Mod Podge. And take a big enough piece to have excess flow down, and I'll be sure to take some extra Mod Podge on the edges so it will adhere very well. Do that on both mushrooms like that. And once they have dried completely, I will go in with a piece of sandpaper and sand off the excess napkin, like you see me do here. Back to the mushrooms with the music notes on. They look beautiful. Now it's time to do something with the top of the mushroom, the hat as we call it in Swedish anyway. So I'm taking some acrylic paint and a sponge, just dabbing around on the top with some browns, some greens, some black, like that, and I will work in layers. I put that one aside and start with the smaller ones. Same procedure here. And I will use my hairdryer to make them dry faster. Now on to the next layer, and I am dabbing around until I am happy with the result. I also take a large paintbrush to just blend the colors. Starting to look beautiful now. And there goes a third layer. If you like this video and videos like this, consider subscribing. Maybe share with a friend and hit that like button as well. It will help my channel to grow, and I can spend more time creating inspirational content for you. The next thing I will do is to take some gold acrylic paint with some black in it to darken it a little bit, to antique it, and paint the underside of the hat like that, and I applied 2 coats. And these mushrooms got a lighter gold acrylic paint, and I painted a little bit down on the foot as well. 2 coats here as well. Once everything has dried completely, I will go over all my pieces with a satin finish varnish to protect the colors and give them a slight more glossy feel. Et voila! Here are my mushrooms in a beautiful setting. I made a painting to match as well. If you want to see that painting and how I did it, I will leave a link in the description box. So go and check that out later. Looking beautiful, my mushrooms. Love how they turned out. Tell me what you think. And now over to this beautiful pumpkin, looking very high-end. I love the different textures. And here I just recently made this tier tray just in my previous video, and this is the pumpkin to match. Looking very cute. And I will give you a quick look at the urns that I showed you in the beginning as well. It has nothing to do with fall, but I made them over with decoupaging, just as I did with the pumpkins and the mushrooms. They look very pretty as well. So tell me, what do you think of my fall decor today? Did you have a favorite? Let me know in the comments. If you are inspired and you want more inspiration straight away, just hit that link to the fall inspiration playlist appearing on the screen right here. Just click and enjoy. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.